What's good, guys? I had a lot of requests on how I record my sound and how I edit the sound, so today I'm gonna show you guys. Let's go! So guys, today I'm recording into my regular setup as well as into the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and you can hear the sound of this device as well. And also on camera I have my Rode Rode Video Mic Pro, right? And it's about 1.5 meters away from me, and as you can hear, this room is not treated and we have a lot of echo. And in the end of the video, I'll show you guys how to record good quality audio on this little $50 microphone, Deity D4 Mini. I did it already and you probably heard it already. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So guys, now let's talk about my usual voiceover setup. So the microphone I'm using is the Sennheiser MKE-600. I've been using this mic for more than 7 years, I guess, and it's been just outstanding and let me say perfect. I have a huge review on this mic against Rode NTG4 Plus. I'll leave a link down below. This video is pretty popular, by the way. And as you can see, guys, it costs $330 and it is worth every penny. Just trust me. Also, I have here a little deck cat. It's a windshield protector. You can use a pop filter with it. It's gonna be cheaper, but I do prefer the wind protection. It's easier for me to use. I do not have to attach a pop filter and all that. So highly recommend buying an additional wind protector for your microphone. And it's around $85. Not cheap by any means, but it's doing a great job. You can watch this, the wind test in my review of the Sennheiser microphone as well. The most interesting thing I have in here is the preamp or channel strip by DBX. It's called DBX 286s, and it's an awesome piece of kit because you have a ton of customization in terms of your sound, and it costs $275. It's very hard to find. It's always out of stock, but this thing is just outstanding. I'm not gonna, let you know how to set this thing up. I have a huge thank you for this guy, Julian Krause. He has an outstanding video, so if you purchase this thing, watch his video because he goes deeply into the settings and it'll allow you to customize this system for your particular voice. There is no formula for everyone. You have to customize it for your voice. It basically raises the gain of your microphone like a built-in cloud lifter, so you'll have more gain. For instance, for Shure SM7B, you need a ton of gain. And this system, the preamp, allows you to raise up the gain and lower the noise floor. Also here we have the phantom power, of course, the high pass filter for 80 Hz, and then the process bypass. Let me show you how it works. So it basically reduces all the preamp's effects. So it's like straight signal from the mic to the audio interface, which is the Audient Evo 4. It's beneath the table and it's not that expensive. I'll tell you about it in a minute. So let me show you the bypass filter. So guys, now I have turned on the bypass process, so we have no post-processing whatsoever. So this is the sound of the microphone itself without any effects of the preamp itself. And now let's turn it back on and listen through the audio. So here it is, it's now processed and you can hear all of the effects applied by the DBX 286s. A few words about the effects of this system, the 286X. So here we have the compressor, which kind of makes your audio sound more dense. It lowers the high volume and raises up some quieter sounds, so it sounds more natural, more dense. Then here we have the de-esser. It reduces the S and Z sounds, so it's not as harsh. Then we have an enhancer for low frequencies and high frequencies. So if you want some more bass in your voice, you can easily do this with this knob, or maybe some high frequencies. Also with this knob, it's more than doable. And then we have the expander gate. Basically what it does is cuts out the certain volume sounds. For instance, if you can hear the iMac spinning its fans, so on the Rode microphone on top of my camera, you can definitely hear that there is some hum. But with this microphone, there is nothing. It means that this certain volume level of this hum, because of the iMac, is not passing through. It kind of cuts this out and only records the sound above certain volume, which is great. And then we have the output level right here. So basically the whole volume of the system on the other end, on the output. So great thing to have. Love this preamp. And then it goes to the Audient Evo 4 audio interface, USB-C, pretty cheap one, $130, but it's doing a great job. And it has 2 microphone inputs. You can attach your speakers to this and also the headphones. And my headphones of choice are Audio-Technica M30X for $80. They sound great. I have a review of those. I'll leave a link down below. And I record to GarageBand, which is a free software from Apple, but you can record to basically any recording system like Adobe Audition, doesn't really matter. So then I finish the export and I'll send the file to Final Cut Pro 10, where I'll do some more tweaks. And guys, now we're in Final Cut Pro 10. I have those effects applied. It's a bit overkill, to be honest, but I'll show you the best effects that you have to apply almost every time to get the best results. So the first one is the limiter. So what it does, it basically raises the volume of your audio, but it's not clipping. So if I'll play this part of the, as you can see right here, it is clipping, but it's not clipping on the output. So basically, it's better than doing this, because after that, you'll be clipping a lot, as you can see right here, and the audio is distorted. So not do this, please. Just leave it at -1 dB. That's my advice. And then use the limiter to raise up the volume, the gain. Then here we have the equalizer. It is looking like this. So basically what I do is I reduce the lower frequencies and the highest frequencies, because our ears do not really hear those sounds a lot. So I reduce those. And as you can see, my audio is around here. So you can watch this image and just adjust the volume and the gain of those different frequencies for your particular voice. It's only for each voice in particular, in each situation, so there is not a formula for everything. So use equalizer, just use good headphones and just adjust these parameters. Also, here I have the compressor. You can watch my settings right here. So it does the same thing as the DBX. So it compresses the sound and it makes everything sound more evenly. And let me show you an example. For instance, you watch a series on Netflix, for instance, and then you can hear that the fight scene is super loud, but then the characters just talk to each other. You can almost hear nothing, and you have to adjust the volume on your TV a lot. So not to do this, you use the compressor and it evens out the volume of the entire track. Also, here we have an adaptive limiter. It's basically the same thing as the real limiter, but it kind of adapts throughout the audio track. All in all, the regular limiter is more than enough. You can try out and play around with the adaptive limiter as well. And the audio reverb, because my room has a ton of reverb, as you can probably hear. 1, 2, 3, mic check. Hey! Yes, it has a ton of reverb. So you can use this. I have this to set to the preset of the small room. So basically it reduces the echo inside of my room. And the limiter, we've discussed it already. So these are the effects. And now guys, let me show you with and without the effects I've applied in Final Cut. 1, 2, 3, mic check. 1, 2, 3, mic check. Without any effects in Final Cut Pro 10. 1, 2, 3, mic check. 1, 2, 3, mic check. With the effects in Final Cut Pro 10. And also guys, let me show you how to record great sound on this tiny little microphone for $50, Deity D4 Mini. So I have a DAC cat for this microphone, but it's not doing the best job in terms of plosives like pip, 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 beep, 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 and all that sounds. So you have to use a pop filter as well, but I've recorded my Sony FX30 versus Sony A7 IV comparison video with this microphone in this setup. As you can see here, because it had a ton of reverb in that room, so I've made kind of a studio setup and used my Sony A7S III directly with this microphone with the pop filter. I mean, the DAC cat, I had to use a pop filter because we have some p, p and b, b sounds. So let me show you the final result with this microphone, and it's not that bad, to be honest. As a disclaimer, guys, I have to say that we shot on both identical lenses, 35mm f/e f1.8, and the approximate aperture throughout all of the test was f6.3, and because of it we should have no sharpness difference whatsoever in terms of lenses. And I've applied only two things: the equalizer, because this mic is pretty boring in terms of bass, so I've added a little bit of bass to my audio, my voice, and also I've had a limiter. So only the equalizer and the limiter with this microphone, and zero issues with the audio. You didn't even notice it if you looked at my video on the smartphone, for instance. Also, right now in Final Cut we have a built-in AI or neural network that cleans up the audio, and also we have a new Adobe Podcast AI which cleans up your audio like online, and I'll be doing a comparison between this system and the system from Adobe and Final Cut, the neural networks. So basically, as you can hear right now, the Rode VideoMic Pro is on top of my camera without any corrections, and right now you can hear the corrected audio with the Final Cut Pro built-in AI. And right now you can hear the corrected audio with the Final Cut Pro built-in AI. So in the next video, we'll do a huge comparison outdoors, indoors, with the iPhone audio, with the camera audio, with professional microphone setup like I've shown you here, so stay tuned for that. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.